Ohio State versus West Virginia. Now, this wasn't a great game. There was heaps of fouls, heaps of turnovers, like 54 free throw attempts. It wasn't the greatest game I've ever seen. But in this video, we're going to look at how Ohio State lost and what West Virginia did defensively to really shut Ohio State down. We'll look at the stats, and then we're also going to look at a couple of video clips. Now, we're going to reduce Ohio State's loss into one stat. It'll probably be this two-point shooting percentage. They only shot 27% from two, and that's compared to 41% for West Virginia. Now, Ohio State didn't shoot well overall, only 33% compared to 42% for West Virginia, but especially for two-point shots, that's really poor. Now, going over to the shooting charts for Ohio State, they're only 3 of 14 under the rim, 1 of 5 in the paint, and then just 0 of 1 just right to the paint. So these are really high efficiency shooting areas, especially when you have really good players like Caleb Wesson and Kyle Young. So that's really poor for such a high efficiency area. Now, they didn't shoot well overall, but when you look at the shooting types as well, that kind of shows you that 1 of 7 from drives, 0 of 2 of putbacks, 1 of 4 from floaters, 0 of 1 of post-ups, 0 of 2 in fast breaks. All these shot types that I'm pointing out are shots that occur in the two-point area, like around the rim, around the paint. And again, it's a lot of 0-4s, a lot of really poor shooting performances. Like, you should never be 1 for 7 off drives. So that's really, West Virginia must have done something to cause such a poor shooting performance in such high efficiency areas. So, again, we can look at the assists. Ohio State only had 9 assists. Now, what that kind of tells you, there's a lot of individual efforts, but also tells you that there weren't a lot of opportunities to pass the ball. That's because West Virginia has done a really good job in this game of shutting down passing lanes, and also really good at collapsing the paint whenever Ohio State was in that area. So if we just look at the drives, you'll see a couple of clips of what West Virginia did so well to shut down Ohio State. So, I'll turn off my volume. I think I want to go to, which clip is it? Might be this one. It is this one. So Ohio State's just going to set a high pick at the top of the paint, and they, Caleb Wesson slipping out. This is a very normal, typical play for Ohio State. They run this all the time. Just high picks, slipped out. Now, when DJ Carden's driving to the rim here, you'll see at the point of when he's jumping off the ground, you have all 5 West Virginia defenders in the paint. Now, they're doing a pretty good job of shutting him down. There's about 3 different players contesting him. But you can also see in this clip that there's wide open Ohio State players. You've got Luther Muhammad wide open on the right wing here, and he was quite hot in this game. You've got, Dwayne Washington over here on the left wing, and he's one of Ohio State's best shooters, and they're wide open. So it's just about Ohio State, trying to find those open people, but West Virginia are really good at shutting down, collapsing the paint, and cutting off those passing lanes. Next clip, again, we're in the second half. Let's get into the play, let the play develop. So here, Caleb Wesson, pump fake, drives to the rim, and again, once he gets there, he's got 2 players contesting this shot. You've got no real players open. You've got this player here guarding CJ Walker. It would be a dodgy pass to get to Andre Wesson here in the dunker spot, and Carden's not really in any position to receive the ball. So again, West Virginia's done a really good job of collapsing the paint and contesting those shots. Misses, Ohio State get the rebound, fluff around for a bit, comes back over here. Again, Kyle Young gets the ball, and when he gets the ball, you've got 4 players literally between him and the rim. And again, contested shot, one tries to get a charge, and he misses the ball. But when he's in that paint area, he receives the ball, you pause it, you've got 2 wide open players over here. You've got a player open in the dunker spot, and you've got a 4th player trying to receive it or trying to get back into that right corner. But these passing lanes aren't exactly open, and if they were, they're going to be really difficult to get to. So, West Virginia again did a really good job of shutting down those drives to the rim, collapsing the paint, shutting off those passing lanes. All those passes that you're seeing, all those opportunities where there is Ohio State players around the rim, you'll need really elite players to make those elite passes. They seem kind of impossible, but Ohio State is possible of doing that, and that's what I mean. They did have opportunities here to try and find those open shooters. So if we come into their 9 assists, there weren't many, but they were good. I believe it's the second one I want to show. Yep, here it is. Again, another high pick action, high pick and slip. Again, Ohio State runs this all the time. And DJ Carden again, this looks almost identical to that clip I showed you in the second half. And again, West Virginia, there's 4 players in the paint, one shutting off the dunker, one contesting, a second one coming in to contest. But this is what I mean, like elite players can make elite passes. You've got open player here, you've got an open player here, and DJ Carden's able to find that person, in this case CJ Walker, who's able to knock down the three. I think I want to show this one next. Yep. DJ Carden gets the ball at the top of the thing, top of the perimeter. Again, just high pick. Feeds it into Caleb Wesson. And again, West Virginia is going to shut down the paint, shut down those 2-point shooting opportunities. Someone rushes here from the right wing. You've got another player guarding Caleb Wesson. You've got another player here going to come and help. But again, you've got those elite players can make elite passes. These two players are guarded, but you've got a wide open Dwayne Washington on the right wing. Great pass, sets his feet, and knocks down the 3-point shot. So these clips are kind of just a microcosm from what you see when you watch this game. You've got players who are driving to the rim on individual efforts, but West Virginia collapsing the paint and shutting down those opportunities as well as passing lanes. But elite players can make elite passes, and if Ohio State really wanted to, they could find those players and knock down wide open 3-point shots. So that's what I got from this game. I hope you learned something. Again, if you want this output window, there's a link in the description to a more thorough walkthrough of how this window works, as well as a purchase link. Same with the code window that creates this timeline. There's a purchase link as well as a further, more thorough video walkthrough. So thank you very much, and I hope you learned something.